Right now, your brain is dealing with something it never evolved to handle. For almost all of human history, life was dramatically simpler. No phones, no emails, no social media, no endless stream of information. But then everything changed. Evolution moves slowly, technology moves incredibly fast, and your brain is trapped between the two. Your brain still runs on ancient survival software. The problem is that the world around you has completely changed. 20,000 years ago, attention was a survival tool. Missing one important detail could be fatal. Today, attention is under attack from hundreds of directions. Your brain reacts to notifications like potential threats, because uncertainty always demanded attention, and notifications are tiny packets of uncertainty. Maybe it's good news, maybe it's bad news. Your brain wants to know immediately. That's why resisting temptation feels difficult. The system wasn't designed for constant stimulation. It was designed for occasional important events. But modern life delivers signals every minute. And then there's dopamine. Dopamine isn't pleasure, it's motivation. It pushes you toward rewards. And social media understands this perfectly. Every swipe might reveal something exciting. And uncertainty is incredibly powerful. Casinos discovered this long ago. The reward isn't guaranteed. That's exactly what keeps you checking. Your ancestors rarely faced this problem. Most rewards required real effort. Food, shelter, safety. Today, rewards arrive instantly. Your brain never had time to adapt. And then comes stress. Stress once served a clear purpose. Danger appeared. Your body responded. And then the threat disappeared. Stress ended. Modern stress works differently. The danger never seems to leave. Your ancestors feared lions. You fear deadlines. The problem is that your brain treats both as threats, even though only one can actually eat you. Stress becomes dangerous when it never switches off. Imagine leaving your car engine running all day. Eventually something breaks. Your body works the same way, and stress isn't the only mismatch. Let's talk about attention. Humans evolved to focus on one thing at a time. One hunt, one conversation, one immediate challenge. Modern life demands something different. Multiple screens, multiple conversations, multiple tasks at the exact same time. But here's the surprising part. Multitasking is mostly an illusion. Your brain doesn't do two complex tasks at once. It rapidly switches between them, and every switch costs energy. Tiny costs add up. That's why mental fatigue arrives so quickly. Your attention is a limited resource. Every distraction takes a little piece of it. Most people never notice it's happening until they're exhausted. And then there's loneliness. This is where modern life gets strange. Humans are more connected than ever before, yet loneliness keeps increasing. Why? Because your brain doesn't count contacts. It counts meaningful relationships. For most of history, tribes were everything. You knew everyone, and everyone knew you. Belonging meant survival. Isolation meant danger. That wiring still exists today, which is why rejection hurts. Not emotionally, physically. To your brain, exclusion is a threat, and your brain evolved to take threats seriously. But loneliness is only part of the story. The final mismatch may be the most important of all. Most people spend their lives chasing happiness, but evolution never optimized you for happiness. It optimized you for survival, and survival requires constant vigilance. A permanently satisfied human wouldn't keep striving, and a human who stopped striving might not survive. So evolution created a clever trick. Achievement feels good, but only briefly. Then the brain moves the goalpost. This is called hedonic adaptation. Humans quickly adapt to improvements. The extraordinary becomes normal, a dream becomes routine, and the search begins again. That's why more isn't always enough. More money, more status, more followers, more recognition. Yet satisfaction often remains elusive, because comparison changes everything. Your ancestors compared themselves too, but their world was much smaller. Today, comparison never ends. The internet made comparison global, and your ancient brain wasn't prepared for that. For most of history, status was local. Today, it's planetary, and that's a game nobody can win, because there will always be someone ahead. This creates a constant feeling of insufficiency. Even when life is objectively good, your brain keeps scanning for what's missing, not what's already there. This bias once helped survival, but today it often steals contentment. The brain constantly asks one question: what could go wrong? That question kept your ancestors alive. But in a modern world, it can become endless worry, and endless worry becomes anxiety, which brings us to an important realization. Modern life isn't broken, and neither are you. The problem is a mismatch between ancient instincts and a modern world. And once you understand the mismatch, everything starts to look different. You stop blaming yourself for every struggle and start understanding your biology. The goal isn't to fight your brain, brain. The goal is to work with it. Start with attention. Attention is where your life happens. What you focus on shapes your reality, so protect it. Not every notification deserves access to your mind. Your ancestors filtered information naturally. You have to do it intentionally. The same principle applies to movement. Humans evolved in motion, walking, climbing, carrying, exploring. Movement wasn't exercise. It was life itself. Today, many people spend most of their day sitting. Your brain notices. Your body notices. Even your mood notices. Movement is one of the oldest medicines. And then there's nature. For nearly all of human history, nature was home. Your senses evolved there. Your instincts evolved there. Your attention evolved there. Nature contains complexity without overload. Your brain finds that calming, not because nature is magical, because it's familiar. Then come relationships. Real relationships, not follower counts, not likes, not algorithms. Humans heal in communities. They always have, and they probably always will. Another overlooked tool is sleep. Sleep isn't wasted time. It's maintenance. It's recovery. It's preparation for tomorrow. Your ancestors respected sleep because survival depended on it. Modern life often treats sleep as optional, but your brain never got that memo. There's one more challenge your ancestors never faced: information overload. Your brain evolved in an information-scarce world. Every piece of information mattered. Today, information is everywhere, and your brain still treats it as valuable. That's why doom scrolling feels so natural. Your brain believes the next piece of information might be important, so it keeps searching and searching and searching. But information isn't the same as wisdom. Knowing more facts doesn't always improve your life. Sometimes it does the opposite. The solution isn't ignorance, it's selectivity. Your ancestors had information filters. You need digital filters. Not every headline deserves your attention. Not every controversy deserves your energy. Not every notification deserves a response. Attention is finite. Spend it carefully. The environment around you matters too. Your ancestors understood this instinctively. Today, we often ignore it. Willpower isn't enough. Environment beats willpower surprisingly often. That's why habits matter. Habits reduce decision fatigue. Your brain loves efficiency. Ancient humans depended on routines too. Wake up, work together, return home, rest. Modern habits can serve the same purpose. Small actions repeated consistently create powerful results. The secret isn't perfection, it's direction. A small improvement today, another tomorrow, and another after that. Over time, small changes become transformative. That's how humans have always adapted. Not instantly, but steadily. And that brings us to the most important lesson of all. The biggest mistake is believing that modern struggles mean something is wrong with you. Most of the time, they don't. You're experiencing ancient instincts in a modern environment. A brain built for survival, living in a world built for stimulation. That mismatch explains more than most people realize. It explains distraction, stress, anxiety, even loneliness. Understanding this changes the conversation, because blame becomes understanding and frustration becomes strategy. Instead of fighting your nature, you begin designing around it. You protect your attention, you prioritize sleep, you move your body, you spend time in nature, you invest in real relationships, not because these things are trendy, because they align with how humans evolved. The modern world isn't going away. Technology isn't disappearing. Information will keep growing. The pace will likely become even faster, which makes understanding yourself more important than ever, because the world may keep changing. But human nature changes slowly, very slowly, and that truth can be surprisingly comforting. You don't need to become a different species. You don't need perfect discipline or endless productivity. You simply need to understand the game you're playing. The rules matter, and your brain has been following them all along, whether you realized it or not. Think back to the human from 20,000 years ago, the one we imagined at the beginning. His world was harder, but simpler. Your world is safer, but more complex. Neither world is perfect, but understanding the difference gives you an advantage, because once you see the mismatch, you stop fighting yourself and start building a life that works with your biology instead of against it. Modern life isn't confusing because you're failing. It's confusing because your brain was designed for a different world.